This one might be a little messy, but I want to try and talk about the intellect and how it gets caught up with the ego. There's a term that goes around called intellectual, and everyone has the understanding that it is the realm of the left. It's the cohort of the thinkers, and it's very much the thinkers that do much of the remodeling of the world, because they get caught up in their ideas in their own head. And it's very easy for the intellect to confuse wisdom with the ideas that it conjures up of its own accord. And actually, I use the word accord quite a lot, because if you're in accordance with something, you're joined to it. So if you do something of your own accord, it is to create your own branch away from. And the intellectuals do gather into branches. It's why the left is the way it is. It's the side that's most comfortable with the fools and the sinners. And the right wing is very much the wing of the discipline, even though left and right, as we know it, has become a sham. And to say that the right is the wing of discipline is to open a can of worms. But that's what it is. The left is the wing of the ego, and I could prove this. With only one example, which is the abyss of communist theory. There was a guy called Max Stirner, and he is someone that the left-wing intellectuals, he's one of the greats, one of their most read authors, along with Karl Marx and Trotsky and Lenin and Stalin and blah blah blah. But Stirner invented a school of thought, or a branch of thought, called egoism, and it's a lot of philosophical shit. But the premise is that it's hard to explain going back to it, but it's almost like they equate the ego with the soul, which is fair. The ego takes the place of the soul, but within egoism, nothing is without their grasp, nothing is out of bounds. And it's as if every thought of the individual in the context of egoism is permitted, as though it's the expression of the soul, and they would consider any limitation of this to be an oppression, which is why the left wing like it, because it's almost like it gives them permission to do what thou wilt. But the two masters are the God and the ego, or God and man, or God and the devil. But all of those caught up in the middle cannot tell the difference between the two of them. Gods become men, men become gods. And the origin is always lost, because mankind falls in love with his own image. Rather than the one that was set out